Hey, we got some great news today, man. Star Wars Fallen Order 3 or Jedi Survivor sequel, Star Wars Jedi 3, is now currently in development. This is awesome. I mean, we knew this was going to happen with the final conclusion of Jedi Survivor. We know that the story is going to go into a most likely what I believe is, and I gave my thoughts on this when we finished the game, which I had a fantastic time with you guys streaming. I think that Cal Kestis, spoilers, and Merrin are going to be raising the child of Bode. I forgot his name for a second. And I think that she's probably going to have some sort of force powers of her own, and maybe they're going to, explore different parts of Star Wars, different worlds, and maybe even, the magic part of Star Wars, which I think would be pretty cool, kind of like what Merrin can do. After Star Wars Jedi Survivor, it seems Respawn has already started working on the third part in the trilogy, and it'll use Unreal Engine 5. Although it was a good game and an improvement on the already solid Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, sadly, Star Wars Survivor is part of a wearingly large group of games that is best known for the fact that it was badly broken at launch, rather than any of its more positive qualities. So yeah, this, it had a lot of bugs and stuff. I fortunately didn't have any of those. I didn't experience any. Maybe one or two, but I mean, that's pretty standard for a game almost in this day and age, sadly. However, for a game that was really unanimously known to be extremely bugged on PC and any console, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. So lucky for me. I think because I have a really powerful PC that I was able to get away with it, but all those patches should be patched up now. But I hope with the next one, it'll launch without any issues whatsoever, kind of like Fallen Order. It was a critical and commercial success, though, and given Star Wars' penchant for trilogies and the fact that the director stated he wants it to be 3 games, it's absolutely no surprise to find that a third entry is already underway, although it is nice to have proof. There's no indication of what the third entry might be called or much else about it, but a new job ad from developer Respawn Entertainment clearly describes a new VFX artist role as being for Star Wars Jedi. Now, I will also say on my own, there is a subscriber of the channel, not gonna say her or his name, but some of you guys know who he or she is. They have this company where they're actually working with Respawn for Jedi Survivor. And I've been hearing some, just about a week ago, I heard that, there was some good development going, but now this is in the mainstream news, so developers are constantly revealing details they shouldn't in job ads, with a different ad for a senior combat designer merely stating that it's for the Star Wars team. Although you'd assume that's also Star Wars Jedi 3, that's not necessarily the case, as Respawn is working on a number of other Star Wars titles beyond just the Jedi series. There's also an unnamed first-person shooter and a strategy game on their way, although the latter is primarily being developed by new studio Bit Reactor, with Respawn merely overseeing them. And we're supposed to allegedly get 2 Star Wars games a year going forwards, which is going to be a really busy time for us. It seems likely that the combat designer role for Star Wars Jedi 3, though, as the job ad talks about having a passion for melee combat games. Unfortunately, it'll likely be a very long time till the new game is unveiled in any significant manner, with the 2 unnamed titles likely to be announced and released first. So yeah, what I think is going to happen, it's going to take at least 3 years until we get Jedi, whatever it's going to be called. I think they're probably going to announce the trailer or more information or the release date probably at Celebration Japan 2020, what is it? Something like that, 2024, 2025, I think it is, in Tokyo. So, I think it's going to be a ways away, but hey, at least they are on their way to making the game. Can't wait to stream that with you guys in like 70 years. But no, I think it's like 3 years away. But in the meantime, we're probably going to be getting 2 Star Wars games to release, at least. We have to kind of balance the speed of the game and the overall playability and, how mastered it's going to be without any bugs whatsoever. So I hope that they take their time and they release a game that's fully functioning and won't have any bugs for people, so everyone can enjoy it, not just people with ridiculous PCs, because that's really not the norm, especially if you're playing on a console. So let's look at another article here. Exciting news for Star Wars Jedi fans, as Respawn Entertainment, the EA studio behind the successful Jedi series, appears to be recruiting team members for a 3rd installment. Series director Stig Asmussen has expressed his desire to turn the series into a trilogy, indicating that plans for expanding the story and gameplay are already in motion. In a recent interview with IGN, Stig Asmussen revealed his long-standing vision for a trilogy within the Star Wars Jedi game series. Asmussen expressed enthusiasm about exploring new locations and expanding the story beyond the first game's scope. He also discussed the risks tone and challenges that protagonist Cal Kestis and his team will face in the upcoming Jedi Survivor. Asmussen's statements strongly hint at the continuing Cal's journey and the potential for exciting development in the game's narrative. Now, with the final conclusion of Jedi Survivor, Cal does, spoilers, head into the dark side a little bit, and he's able to use the dark side. And personally, I thought that was a really nice touch. I really enjoyed that. I mean, you guys can go back and look at my reactions or look at the clips on Star Wars Theory Plus, but I was floored when we were able to actually use the dark side, and it just makes pretty much everything a one-shot kill. It really reminded me of, the Force Unleashed games, where he would just go berserk, or, God of War, where he would use his Force Rage, he'd go Chaos, and I really like that kind of stuff in games, and I think Cal always had this little bit of a dark side lingering, so I'm happy that we're going to be exploring that, but I'm also fearful to see where that leads us into the third game. Is that going to be, heading truly into the dark side, or is he going to be able to tame it somehow and, offshoot a new form of Force user that can use all aspects of the Force? Are we going to see him in live action? Are we going to see him in Ahsoka? What other shows could we see him in, if any, potentially? While Respawn Entertainment's decision to develop a third Star Wars Jedi game depends on the success of Jedi Survivor in terms of sales and reception, Asmussen's comments indicate a strong possibility of the franchise continuing. The studio's search for a principal game writer and a senior VFX artist points towards their commitment to expanding the series and creating new content. Asmussen confirmed the technological shift and highlighted its impact on the gameplay experience. The job description for the senior VFX artist position specifically mentions Unreal Engine 5 experience as a desirable qualification. This shift to a more advanced engine could offer enhanced graphics, improved performance, and exciting gameplay innovations in the future installment. This just means you guys probably need a more powerful PC than what you already had, so if it was bugging before, it's definitely going to be bugging more now. Despite some initial technical issues, Star Wars Jedi Survivor has received positive reviews and performed commercially. Respawn Entertainment has addressed these concerns through the regular updates, showcasing their commitment to delivering an excellent gaming experience. The studio's dedication to improving the game's quality and addressing player feedback bodes well for the series' future. Yeah, look, this is good news for me. I really enjoy that series. I like the character of Cal Kestis, and I definitely want to see where his storyline goes, and I hope it goes to a good place, because, I find it's pretty easy to tell the story somewhere in the middle or the beginning, but the ending has always been a difficulty for me, especially with fan fictions and stuff. It always takes me a long time to finish endings of stories that I create, so I think how you end a story is really, really important. It's just as important as, the midway part and developing the character. Yeah, so here's the ad, I guess. The Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games for Respawn Entertainment proved to EA that the single-player game genre is here to stay. Both games were huge successes for EA and Respawn, and a third game to top off the planned trilogy may have just started development. So here it is. Principal game writer, Star Wars Jedi. Los Angeles, 1 week ago, full-time, 501 to 1,000 employees, computer games, skills, writing, communication, plus 8 more. Apply, save. So yeah, dude, they're recruiting. They're out. This is happening. This is awesome. It's probably going to take them another 2 to 3 years. So I would expect this game to come out 2025 to 2026. My bet is 26, because they'll probably announce it at Star Wars Celebration 25 in Japan. Let me know what you think about this. Hope you have a fantastic day. See you guys on Star Wars Theory podcasts. New episodes every single day, as well as if you want to grab the new prequel merch, this is now also available. Until the next one, remember the Force will be with you always.